Welcome everyone to today's lecture on a critical aspect of India's development, government and NGO roles in rural marketing. Rural India is the backbone of the nation, housing a significant portion of our population and contributing immensely to our economy. Understanding how marketing operates in these areas and the pivotal roles played by both governmental and non-governmental organizations is key to comprehending India's growth story. The video lecture is divided into two parts for easy viewing and understandability. This lecture will examine the fundamental roles of governmental policies and NGO-led initiatives in shaping rural marketing dynamics and examine case studies that showcase impactful initiatives shaping rural markets. Dear learners, by the end of this session, you will be able to understand the scope and significance of rural marketing in the Indian context. Identify the major government initiatives that support rural marketing infrastructure and digital platforms. Recognize the crucial role of NGOs in capacity building, collectivization and market access. Analyze the comparative strengths of government and NGO interventions. And finally, appreciate the need and strategies for collaborative rural marketing initiatives between government and NGOs. Rural marketing in India is an expansive field. It encompasses all activities that bridge rural producers and consumers with broader markets. This includes the distribution of agricultural produce, products from rural industries, and the delivery of various goods and services to the countryside. Why is this so significant? Well, consider that approximately 850 million Indians, or roughly 70% of our population, reside in around 6,50,000 villages. These rural areas contribute nearly half of the nation's GDP. Rural markets are not static, my dear learners. They are rapidly evolving and growing. Studies project that rural consumer markets will expand even faster than urban markets, driven by rising rural incomes and improving infrastructure. However, these areas face unique challenges. We often see scattered populations, limited infrastructure, lower literacy rates and traditional lifestyles. These factors can significantly inhibit market development. In this complex scenario, both the government and non-governmental organizations, or the NGOs as we popularly call them, play indispensable roles in fostering robust rural marketing ecosystems. The Government of India has launched numerous policies and programs to strengthen rural marketing, infrastructure and linkages. A fundamental requirement for rural marketing is adequate infrastructure. The Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, or the PMGSY as we popularly call it, is a flagship program focused on providing all-weather road connectivity to unconnected villages. Improved road networks have a powerful multiplier effect, allowing farmers and rural producers to transport goods to markets more efficiently. Under PMGSY, rural road construction has dramatically improved villagers' access to nearby mandis or the agricultural markets and towns. Similarly, rural electrification schemes like the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana and Saubhagya for household electrification, along with telecommunications expansion, have brought electricity and internet connectivity to many villages. These are essential for modern storage, processing and particularly for digital market access. Government investment in logistics, storage, and cold chain facilities is also vital. For instance, the Integrated Scheme for Agricultural Marketing or ISAM provides subsidies for warehousing, cold storage, grading, and processing facilities to reduce post harvest losses and improve the supply chain. To address the fragmentation of agricultural markets, the Ministry of Agriculture launched the National Agriculture Market or the e-NAM in 2016. e-NAM is an online trading platform that integrates regulated wholesale markets or mandis across different states into a unified national market. This innovation allows farmers to discover better prices and sell their produce beyond local mandis, thereby increasing competition and transparency. By the early 2020s, e-NAM had linked hundreds of mandis across multiple states, connecting millions of farmers and traders. The platform includes features such as online bidding, unified licensing, digital payments, and even warehouse based sales, and farmer producer organization or the FPO trading modules. By reducing the reliance on middlemen, e-NAM aims to provide farmers with more remunerative prices and wider market reach. While its implementation faces challenges such as limited rural internet access and low digital literacy, the government continues to invest in improving rural connectivity and encourages states to reform their agricultural marketing regulations to facilitate e-NAM's expansion. Overall, e-NAM exemplifies how government policy and technology are leveraged to strengthen rural marketing channels. Dear learners, beyond physical markets, the government also empowers rural producers through the self-help groups or the SHG movement and various livelihood programs. The Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission or NRLM, launched in 2011, organizes the rural poor, especially women, into SHGs and federations, providing them access to credit, skills, and marketing support. As of mid 2024, NRLM has mobilized over 100 million rural women into more than 9 million SHGs across India, creating a massive network of small scale entrepreneurs and producers. These SHGs engaged in diverse farm and non-farm activities such as dairy, handicrafts, and fruit processing. The mission assists them in product development and market linkages. For instance, NRLM promotes farmer collectives and enterprises through sub-schemes like the Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program or the SVEP and Ajivika Gramin Express Yojana, which is a rural transport scheme. It also trains women as business correspondents and community resource persons to extend financial and technical services. By fostering community institutions that provide financial, technical, and marketing resources, the government helps rural producers improve product quality, aggregate output, and connect with buyers. Many SHG federations now directly participate in marketing their members' produce, often running rural haats or retail outlets under schemes like Gramin Bazaar and Saras Fair, selling goods directly to urban consumers. Now, as you know, dear learners, several policies and institutions underpin government support for rural markets. The government sets minimum support prices or the MSPs, which you all have popularly heard, for key crops and operates procurement programs to ensure farmers have a guaranteed market floor, thereby influencing rural trade. The Small Farmers Agri-Business Consortium, or the SFAC, a government-backed entity, helps form farmer-producer organizations and connects them to agribusiness value chains. SFAC also implements e-NAM. The National Cooperative Development Corporation, or the NCDC, provides funding and support for rural cooperatives in marketing dairy, sugar, handloom and other products. Additionally, the Ministry of Rural Development and the Ministry of Agriculture regularly conduct marketing skill trainings and organize exhibitions and trade fairs to promote rural artisans and their products, such as the annual Saras Mela for SHG products. Infrastructure schemes like the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana for irrigation, Digital India promoting common service centers in villages for e-commerce outreach, and the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana for roads all contribute to strengthening the rural supply chain and enabling rural consumers to access a wider range of goods. In summary, the government's role in rural marketing is multifaceted, providing hard infrastructure, market institutions, financial support and capacity building. These interventions enhance rural market vibrancy by increasing the flow of goods, information and capital to and from rural areas. Now, the non-governmental organizations, or the NGOs, have been at the forefront of rural development in India for a very long time. Both their work, often directly or indirectly, bolsters rural marketing. NGOs contribute by empowering rural communities, building skills, organizing producers and creating crucial linkages so that villagers can participate more effectively in markets. Let us delve into the key ways NGOs support rural marketing. A critical role of NGOs is in educating and training rural people to improve their production and marketing capabilities. Many non-governmental organizations, or the NGOs, function as extension agents, teaching farmers better practices in agriculture, animal husbandry, food processing and crafts to increase the quality and quantity of marketable output. They conduct workshops on business skills, financial literacy and marketing techniques for rural entrepreneurs. For example, Pradhan, a leading NGO, places trained development professionals in villages to build local capacity. These professionals help form self-help groups, train women in enterprise development and facilitate access to technology that enhances productivity. NGOs also organize exposure visits and farmer field schools, enabling rural producers to learn about market requirements such as quality standards and packaging. This capacity building improves the marketing readiness of rural producers so they can meet buyer expectations and regulations. Notably, NGOs are effective trainers because they are trusted by local communities and can tailor knowledge to local languages and contexts, which is a significant advantage in ensuring the adoption of new ideas. NGOs often act as vital bridges between rural producers and markets, especially where formal market channels are missing or exploitative. One common and highly effective strategy is organizing producers into collectives, cooperatives, federations or producer companies to achieve economies of scale and enhance bargaining power. The Self-Employed Women's Association, or SEWA, provides a prominent example. SEWA, a trade union of over 1 million informal women workers helped rural women in Gujarat set up the RUDI, that is Rural Urban Distribution Initiative, a collective marketing network. Established in 2004, RUDI is a producer owned company that produces agro produce from thousands of small farmers, processes it, and sells branded products directly to rural and urban consumers. By cutting out middlemen and aggregating supply, RUDI ensures better prices for farmers and a reliable supply of affordable goods to consumers. Similarly, NGOs like Pradhan have facilitated producer groups in various value chains, linking them with larger markets or companies. By collectively marketing their products, small farmers can meet bulk demand from wholesalers or institutional buyers that they could not fulfill individually. NGOs also assist with market research and intelligence, informing rural producers about price trends, quality standards, and consumer preferences so they can tailor their products accordingly. In essence, NGO led linkages fill the gap where the supply chain is broken. They coordinate logistics, ensure quality control, and sometimes even create brand labels for rural products to increase their market appeal. Access to finance is crucial for rural producers and traders to participate in markets. They need working capital to buy inputs, transport goods, or hold inventory. Many NGOs have pioneered microfinance and self-help group bank linkage programs to meet this need. Inspired by the Grameen Bank model, NGOs in the 1990s and 2000 helped form SHGs and microfinance institutions or the MFIs that provide small loans and saving services in rural areas. Through microcredit, millions of rural women have been able to start small businesses, becoming micro entrepreneurs, selling goods and services in local markets. In turn, this increases the availability of products in rural markets and improves household purchasing power. NGOs also innovate in financial inclusion by introducing digital technologies. For instance, they partner with banks and mobile operators to enable digital payments and mobile banking in rural areas, and they train women to become banking correspondents who facilitate transactions in villages. By improving access to credit and digital finance, NGOs remove a major barrier that rural producers face in marketing: the lack of upfront funds and the high cost of credit from traditional money lenders. Microfinance thus underpins rural marketing by empowering small producers to invest in production and by fostering a network of rural retailers and service providers. NGOs also play a vital role in advocacy, influencing policies and raising awareness to create a more favorable environment for rural markets. They often represent the interests of rural communities to government and corporations, advocating for fair prices, market reforms, or protections for small producers. For instance, NGOs have lobbied for changes in the Agricultural Produce Market Committee or APMC laws to allow farmers to sell outside their traditional mandis. NGOs conduct campaigns to educate rural people about their rights and opportunities in various government schemes so that villagers can better utilize these for marketing their output. Consumer awareness programs by NGOs on topics like product quality, nutrition, or digital literacy also help develop rural markets by stimulating informed demand. Additionally, NGOs excel at community mobilization, building trust and collective action. a critical ingredient when introducing new marketing initiatives. Because of their persistent grassroots presence and credibility, NGOs can persuade rural producers to try new models and can mediate between companies and communities. Many NGOs thus function as marketing intermediaries with a social mission, ensuring that rural producers are not exploited and that market benefits are shared equitably. Overall, NGOs' flexibility and close community engagement allow them to pilot innovative approaches which, if successful, can be scaled up by larger entities including the government. Dear learners, let us examine a few notable real-world examples to understand the impact of both government and NGO roles. Our first case study is Seva and Rudy, an exemplary NGO-driven market network. The Self-Employed Women's Association or SEVA, founded in 1972, is a prominent NGO that has empowered rural women by helping them become stakeholders in markets. One of SEVA's flagship initiatives is the Rural Urban Distribution Initiative or the RUDI in Gujarat, started in 2004. RUDI is a collectively owned marketing company run by village women. It buys agricultural produce from small farmers, processes it, packages it under the RUDI or the RUDI brand and sells it through a network of rural kiosks and urban outlets. By doing so, RUDI secures fair prices for farmers and creates additional value-added jobs for rural women in sorting, packaging and sales. The profits cycle back to the women shareholders as dividends or better prices. This integrated value chain improves market efficiency and farmer incomes. The RUDI model also leverages technology, with SEVA implementing a mobile application for RUDI women who are sales agents to manage inventory and orders in real time, optimizing the supply chain. Beyond RUDI, SEVA has linked rural artisans to urban markets through enterprises like Banas Craft, which sells embroidery and crafts made by village women via city exhibitions and e-commerce. SEVA's case exemplifies an NGO-led approach where poor producers collectively move up the value chain, from raw material suppliers to owners of processing and marketing operations. Dear learners, moving further, our next case study is Pradhan and producer collectives. Pradhan is an NGO known for its work in organizing rural communities for sustainable livelihoods. Over the past 3 decades, Pradhan has helped form thousands of SHGs and numerous producer collectives across some of India's poorest districts. A key aspect of Pradhan's strategy is to link these groups with viable markets. For example, in Jharkhand and Bihar, Pradhan encouraged SHG members to take up tussar silk production, a form of wild silk, and organized them into cooperatives that handle everything from rearing silkworms to thread extraction and marketing of silk yarn. Pradhan provided technical training and then connected these cooperatives to bulk buyers and even exporters, resulting in tribal women getting a significantly higher share of the silk value chain. In Madhya Pradesh, Pradhan facilitated the formation of poultry producer companies owned by tribal women, which aggregate eggs and broiler chickens to supply urban markets. Pradhan also emphasizes modernizing production and marketing, helping rural families with improved farming techniques and access to modern markets, leading to significantly higher productivity and steady cash flows. Notably, Pradhan often partners with government programs. For instance, it was a key resource agency in the early implementation of NRLM, ensuring that SHGs are linked to banks and market opportunities. It also trains government and other NGO staff, multiplying its impact. The Pradhan case underlines the importance of professional support in rural marketing by bringing in technical experts to work at the grassroots. It bridges the knowledge gap and connects rural producers with high value markets that would otherwise be inaccessible. Moving forward, dear learners, our final case study is Grameen Foundation and Digital Finance Initiatives. The Grameen Foundation, an offshoot of the famous Grameen Bank model, works at the intersection of financial inclusion and technology in rural areas. While not directly marketing products, its initiatives empower rural customers and entrepreneurs to participate more fully in markets. Grameen Foundation established a subsidiary in India that collaborates with a range of partners from government agencies to telecom companies to extend digital financial services in villages. For example, in one project, it worked with women's SHGs to enable them to repay microfinance loans safely via mobile phones, which saved time and built confidence in using digital payment platforms. In another, it helped develop mobile apps for smallholder farmers to access market information, weather updates and agricultural advice, thereby enhancing their decision making and bargaining power. Grameen also provides data analytics to microfinance institutions and banks to design better products for rural clients, such as flexible savings or crop insurance tied to market cycles. By strengthening the financial infrastructure, these efforts allow rural entrepreneurs to invest in businesses and transact in wider markets. The Grameen Foundation's work demonstrates that NGOs leveraging technology can complement physical marketing efforts. Digital tools address information asymmetry, one of the root causes of exploitation in rural markets. The lesson from Grameen Foundation's case is that inclusive rural markets require inclusive finance and information. By turning the underserved into informed market participants, NGOs like Grameen lay the groundwork for more equitable and efficient rural marketing systems. Now, dear learners, that brings us to the end of our discussion in today's video lecture. As we have seen, collaboration between government frameworks and NGO interventions is essential for sustainable rural marketing. Policies provide stability, while NGOs ensure adaptability and direct community engagement. When these forces align, rural economies thrive. Let us continue fostering knowledge, innovation, and partnerships to maximize rural market potential. Thank you for being part of this session, and I hope you found it insightful. See you in the next part of this video lecture series. Till then, happy learning and keep up the good faith.